Hello YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Hemel Hempstead. This is the 26-27 season in review. As you can see, we have won the Sky Bet League 1 and the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. Make sure you hit like, comment, subscribe so you can check out the rest of the stuff going on. You can find all of the videos for this in a playlist in the description. Check out the new arrivals. As you can see, Ibrahim Sissoko had 38 goals and 6 assists and 48 total appearances. Brandon Sage as a free signing from Morecambe, 18 goals and 16 assists. Mark Helm was a free signing from Bournemouth, 12 goals and 24 assists. Alex Small-Ryan was a free signing from Galway, 23 goals, 4 assists. I'm just going to go with Kelvin. Kelvin had 17 goals and 4 assists. Luca Clemenza had 9 goals and 16 assists. Bobby Clark, loaned in from Liverpool, had 7 goals and 18 assists. Anyone else here have any major? Joshua Williams, as our fullback, had 4 goals and 7 assists. So he did pretty good. Lewis Budnauskas made 7 appearances as our backup goalkeeper. Season results wise, we finished top of League 1 with 120 points. So we drew 3 matches, lost 4. We have the goal total, most goals scored, and we also had the most points in League 1 record. In the FA Cup, we got knocked out in the 5th round by Chelsea. We did pretty well in that. As you can see over here, we played South Shield, Preston North End, Coventry, Southampton. The win against Southampton was kind of crazy to me, given they're second in the Championship. They're going back up to the Premier League. Chelsea, of course, we lost 4-2, which not too bad, all things considered. We scored 6 goals against Southampton, which is pretty crazy. Kind of wish I'd recorded this so I could show it to you guys. But yeah, we did really well. Gavin Bazunu in net for Southampton still got a 7.5 rating, even though he let in 6 goals. So there you go. And then in the Caribou Cup, we lost to Arsenal in the 4th round. In the Bristol Street Motors, we beat Crystal Palace, U21s. We beat Oxford United. We beat Portsmouth. Beat Southend United, AFC Wimbledon, Plymouth Argyle, Barnsley, and we won in the final 6-1 over Newcastle United's U21s. So that was pretty good. Moments to remember, we had our biggest win against Port Vale. We had a 9-1 win, which you can see is kind of crazy. There was an own goal in there, but we did have a 9-1 win. Our match to remember was a 2-0 win against Port Vale in the League 1, and then the goal of the season is Will Mary's 38-minute goal against Wrexham. Financially, we've done a lot better this year because we have a lot more sponsorship money. We've made nearly 100 grand more in broadcast, 100 grand more in corporate, nearly 500 grand more in competition prize money, and nearly twice the amount in match day commercial revenue. We sold almost 200k worth of shirts, 2,000 shirts sold. These are our top selling shirts. Our reputation has not really changed, but that's fine. This is how we lined up. Did pretty well. The accolades, Brandon Sage had Fans Player of the Season, same with average Young Player of the Season. Signing season went to Ibrahim Sissoko. Goal of the season went to Will Mary. Top goal scorer went to Ibrahim Sissoko, who had 38 goals. Mark Helm had the most assists with 24. Brandon Sage had 10 Player of the Match awards. Luke McNulty had 47 passes completed per 90. Record breakers, we had Ibrahim Sissoko, both had league player goals by player in the match and league match. Most assists in the season went to Mark Helm, 24, and the highest transfer fee received was Sam Iorfa, 2.2 million, apparently 2.02 million. We did pretty well this season. My manager timeline, as you can see, we had 200 games in charge. This historic upset against Crystal Palace's U21. Anything else in here? Not really. But we did receive nearly $1 million for participating in League 1, which is pretty nice. So who are we going to have next year? We're not going to have Anderson. Matthew Anderson was a loan signing we brought in to cover. Same with Jack Wilson. Jack Wilson is a Crystal Palace player. We brought him in because he was a free loan. Will Mary we brought back from loan from Brentford, but he's going to go to Brentford, I assume, and score some goals. He scored 25 goals this year compared to the 29 he scored the year before, which, given he went from League 2 to League 1, that's not a bad drop-off. Louis Barry is also on loan from Aston Villa. He only scored 4 goals and had 2 assists, but he'll be heading back to Aston Villa after this. We didn't really bring in many loan players, to be honest. Keeping a hold of the players who we have might be hard, but that's fine. Currently, we line up a little bit like this. This is like our best, I think. 11, give or take. We are lacking on left backs for sure. Left back and right back we are lacking on quite heavily. But this was our best sort of lineup. Not Bobby Clark, there we are. Luke Clemenza with Mark Hallam was our starting midfield. Brendan Sage on the left. Abraham Sissoko next to Will Murray. That was our starting lineup, aside from Lewis Budnikas. That was Jonas Shirkin, who we signed actually. This was I mentioned in the last video that we were looking for a goalkeeper, and I found this guy on for free. He is a English-German national, born in Dusseldorf, speaks English fluently. I think if I go to his career stats here, as you can see, he was at Borussia Mönchengladbach, went there on a free, went on loan to a few places, left on a free and came to us, made 41 appearances, had 12 clean sheets. Pretty good, all things considered. When it comes to what we're going to need next year, well, we're not going to have Will Murray, Bobby Clark, or Jack Wilson. Same with Lou Barry, but I think we're okay on strikers and stuff because we already have Alex Mulryan, Ibrahim Sissoko, and then on this side we have well, this will be where Alex Mulryan's actually starting next year. We might need ourselves a new advance forward on that side, but we're pretty okay, all things considered. We'll have to take a look at selling a few players, but I think we're doing okay overall. You go there. You should be on the top with Lewis in second. There we go. So yes, we have options. Things aren't too bad. We are, however, struggling for left back and right back, which is going to be our big thing for the coming year. Overall, we did win everything we wanted to. We've made ourselves some good money. Financially, we are sitting at 2.7 million. As you can see here, we had a big drop off. That's because I asked the board to upgrade our training facilities. We had a big pump up because we sold a player. And then we had another pump up. And then it's kind of come down again ever since. But in the championship, we should be pretty good. As you can see, we do have about... we have committed spending of £37,000 per week. We have a wage budget of £80,000. We could move over, to about there and have $1 million in the transfer budget, but I'm not interested in a transfer budget. Not really. I want to focus primarily on bringing in players for free, so that'll be our option, or bringing in players for as cheap as possible. So yeah, we're not doing too bad. We're going to go forward a bit in time here, and I'm going to come back once we are in the transfer market. But as you can see here, we actually do have some players who are being sold. Luke Clemenza has a £3 million offer here from Sheffield United. 3 million for him is pretty good. And Kieran Morrison has actually got multiple £5 million deals going for Bournemouth, Burnley, Fulham, Leeds and Swansea. The board actually accepted these offers. We cannot change them. However, I am curious if we can get him out for $5.5 million. Because that would allow us to have a very, very steady income if we had $5.5 million from him and $3 million from him, which would be $8 million into the bank, which would put us over $10 million total. Our financial status is okay, I think. As you can see, this season we made £28 million. Largely in other income, which I think is because we took in some loans. Yeah, we took in 2 loans because we need to buy a new stadium because of the fact that we are in a situation where we need that. So if I go to our club vision here, there's a build a new stadium thing. They are planning it right now. So we have to work on that to sell players before buying, which we're working on. They want to record a Sky Bet Championship top half finish, which I think will be possible, given how well we did against Southampton in the one match. So I'll come back in a minute once we get a little bit forward in time. We see who's leaving, who's staying. Be right back. So I just wanted to show you guys, by the way, before we continue on here. These are our youth intake players for the year. They're not very good. They are, in fact, pretty bad. Like, we are pretty much concerned with these guys just being here because they have to be, more than they have to be actually any good. They are by far the worst youth players we've probably had come in through the team this year. None of them are ready to play right now. I think the best current ability might actually be the French goalkeeper. He is 15. He's got good reflexes, so he might actually turn out to be a decent shot-stopping goalkeeper. Might be okay as a secondary player. Unfortunately, he's unambitious, which is not great. We've got Andy Cutbush, who is... I mean, he's growing already, which is good. He's got good teamwork, good work rate, good natural fitness. He's not really got much else going for him. Again, he's unambitious. Fraser Deanholm is Northern Irish. He is a cam who has got good decisions, good determination, good flair, and good technique, but that's about it. Good natural fitness as well. Fairly determined. I mean, not much else to talk about, really. He's also hurt himself. John Frost is ball-willing midfielder. I don't imagine he'll be around for very long. But we do have those guys signed, and, you know, they'll be around. And maybe we'll see one or two of them come through in the next few years. However, there are also the players who have left the club because they were so bad that I didn't even offer them a contract. And that's that confirmed. Kieran Morrison is going to Brentford for £5.5 million. We're only getting about £475,000, but also Liverpool are getting £825,000 because of the percentage clause, because we signed him for free, and because of that fact, we had to actually give Liverpool about 15%, I think, of the transfer, which I mean, it's not great, but we still get what's that, 4.27 million pounds, which is not bad at all for a guy who we signed for free. So you know what, Kieran, you were a great player for us. We appreciate your being here. He is being loaned back to us for a year, which is very nice. As you can see here, the offer was too good to refuse from the board, so we didn't really have an option. We initially tried to sell him for $2.5 million because that was what his value was at, but then it ended up we got like loads of offers from loads of English teams, which you would expect from a player who is trained at an English club. I believe he's trained at Liverpool. Yeah, he's trained at Liverpool. He'll also be trained at us by the end of the year because his loan will keep him around for another year. So he'll be homegrown at club, which is quite nice. But yeah, Kieran Morrison, appreciate your work here. You did some good stuff over the few years. I can show you guys his thing. He joined us for free at the end of the 24-25 season. 25-26, he scored 6 goals, had 11 assists. And then in 26-27, he played 10 less matches and had actually basically the same amount of impact. So overall, for 56 league games entirely played for us, he's done relatively well. He's had 33 goal contributions in the league alone, and in total, you can see down here, he had 12 assists, 6 goals in all competitions. And then this year he had 13 and 9 because he also scored 3 goals in cup competitions. So, you know, very, very good for him for the 2 years. And also we've got 5.5 million for him. So, you know what? That'll help keep our club finances in the black and allow us to be able to sort of use that to help fund the club. We could always try and sell Jonas Urskin because he's worth quite a bit of money, but we want to keep our goalkeeper. We also want to keep Luke McNulty because he's our best centre back. He is wanted by Aberdeen, but we're going to try and hang on to him for as best we can. Yeah, we're doing pretty okay. And we've also got confirmation that Luca Clemenza has gone to Sheffield United. He is going to be on an ESC clause, which he was on when he was at us in League One. He has now gone to Sheffield United in the Championship, so we will be playing against him next year, very likely. 1.1% of the transfer fee has gone to Vincenza in Serie A, and Juventus has got 3% of 90k. So that means that we are getting basically 2.9 million for him. The board have agreed 700k will be added to the transfer budget on the completion of the deal. So we've got £3 million for him. So you know what? I'm pretty happy with that. That's a good deal. We signed him for free, sold him for 3 million the next year. Happy with that. Okay, we are now past the opening of the transfer window. We've received a record transfer fee. Well, 2 of them. It was the 3 million for Luca Clemenza and then the 5.5 for Kieran Morrison. We have made 11.5 million in transfer fees. We are now sitting at over 10 million pounds in the bank balance, which is for sure going to help our financial situation, given that we now have several loans to repay because of the new stadium we're working on. Club vision wise, we are work within the wage budget. We are doing that perfectly fine. In fact, we are currently spending, if I go to our finances, currently spending 33k. We have 2 million in transfer budget. We have 71 million sitting in the wage, 71,000 pounds. Jesus, 71 million pounds in the wage budget. Holy shit. 71,000 pounds sitting in the wage budget. And we have a decent scouting budget. I'm more than fine throwing money into the scouting budget because we're going to want to use that. In fact, you know what? I should probably go to our scouting here and up this scouting range to worldwide. Mr. Worldwide. And I can throw a little bit more money in there. Yeah, that seems about right. I'm not worried about keeping money around for that. Are you any good? Wow, 16 penalty taking on a regen. That's an odd one. Usually I would be too into... Oh, shit. No, not giving me that amount of money. But yeah, we're gonna look around and see what we can find. We have had players be attempted to be poached. We've had a bid come in for Ipswich for Jonas Kirsten. Luke McNulty is wanted by a few teams. Brandon Sage is wanted by 19 clubs, but we have refused any offer for him. We have him signed until 2030. I don't plan on changing that. Jack Simpson is wanted. Alex Mulryan is wanted by 15 clubs. We're going to try and hold on to those guys. Mulryan is signed until 2029, which we might be able to keep him. If we can keep him, I'll sell him at the end of the year, basically, or I'll sell him in January, one of the two. Anyone else here is wanted by anything? I don't think so. Everyone's still on holiday. We haven't had our loan players come back yet, but we are going to be working on getting a lot of stuff done here. So basically, I am looking at trying to hang on to as many players as possible. English Premier Division still top of the coefficient. We're going to leave once we receive a bit of significant value. So yeah, we're not really willing to sell players right now. We're trying to keep a hold of as many players as we can. We do want to bring in some new blood. We do need a left back. We do need a right back. We do need basically every position. Oh, enthusiastic fullback at Sunderland. Oh, he's terrible. He is bad. We'll keep an eye out for players. Oh, this guy's available for free. Let's try and sign a player on the team. I'm fine with him having a release clause. If we can get him on a squad player deal. Oh god, that's a lot of money. How much can we offer him? We can offer him 7.7. Let's offer him at 6. This is a problem, is that we're now in the region where guys are going to want a fuck ton of money, and we can't really afford that. So I'm going to try my best to see if I can find a few free deals for guys who are decent enough. Though it will be an issue. It will be an issue in the long run, I think. Are you any good? You're actually a decent enough center back. Holy shit, you're also 6'7". You're also fucking huge. Oh my goodness. You're wanted by Sampdoria and Malmo. You're out of contract. He also knows English. Doesn't like big matches, but is injury prone. We also can't get him without a permit deal, but we do have 2 ESC slots available, so we can technically sign him. Let's take a look. So he's purely a set piece weapon, though. With 19 jumping reach, 15 strength. He's not slow for a guy his size. He's got good heading. His mentals are average across the board, which is not bad. He's either footed. Decent marking. His tackling being 10 is kind of annoying because you don't really get that to go up. He's also 26, so he's basically as good as he's going to be. The fact he doesn't like big matches is stressful because basically every match we're going to play in the championship will be big matches. That's how you kind of got to look at it when you get promoted for the first season, is every match you play will be a big match. If we can get him for like a decent deal. If we can get him for relatively cheap, I think it's not a bad offer, because it's difficult to get guys on these kind of deals in general. Also, the 55k compensation is kind of frustrating as well, but we'll see what we can get him on. Would I pay 55k for this guy? Well, we can get him for apparently 0, so let's withdraw that transfer offer. Let's make an offer of £0. Let's get him for 12.5. Yeah, perfect. You're available for free. You'd be a good... Well, we don't actually need another player like you, because, like Elliot here, because we actually have Kieran Morrison coming back on loan for a year. You're not that good. Honestly, if player's 2-star and they're like a centre back, I'm just going to play one of my youth players in that position instead, because they're not particularly off kilter. Let me see. Oh, I can't talk to his agent. Does he have an agent? Was I working with him directly? Maybe. Oh well. We'll approach him in a little bit. So yes, that's fine. That's fine. We'll see about getting him in. But as you can see, it's still the 15th of June. The transfer window is only opened today. We could probably get this guy in. What's he like compared to Bevan Owen? He's not nearly as good, so maybe we shouldn't be considering him. Maybe. Anyway, we'll look into it. I'll get back to you guys at some point in the future, but for now, we're going to call the episode there. We're going to come back probably at the start of next season, once we've done some transfers, once we've brought in some players, and I'll do a little bit of actual on-screen gameplay, actual on-screen matches. But once that happens, I'll let you guys know. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye now.